Okay, so I thought let's just touch the positive cable to the battery, you know, just to kind of see what happens, and then maybe if all's good we'll press the starter solenoid and see if shit happens. Okay, so now listen very carefully. Yeah, it took me a while to figure out what the fuck that was. It is the horn relay. Now, I don't know, and this is something I will investigate, that the horns are polarity sensitive. In other words, one of the terminals is grounded and the other one isn't, in order to make the horn sound. I did not check that. When I connected it, I just put, you know, one wire on one side, one wire on the other side, and said, yeah, it's good, it'll work. But maybe, and I will let you know once I figure it out, maybe one terminal is definitely ground and the other terminal is definitely the hot one. So that's good. Then I thought, okay, well, I can tolerate that for a moment or two without the thing catching fire. Let me try the starter button. So I connected the battery here, you know, connected it in, pressed the button, and fuck all happened. However, I'm thinking maybe I have to have the ignition on. Now, I had assumed, maybe wrongly, that if I just press that button, this one here, the starter would turn. If I'm right and that's how it should be, then I have a problem. If I am wrong and that is not how it should be, then I need to turn the ignition on. So, I mean, let's just put it in here for a minute. You know, there it is, it's in, it's not hard connected. I'm pushing that, nothing's happening. I'm not going to leave it connected. But of course, as I'm using the new super duper starter, it could be that it needs to be wired in a different way, and I'm just not aware of that, because there is a solenoid on that starter. So maybe I need to run a wire from the old solenoid up there, which is kind of becoming redundant, I guess, to the solenoid down here. Now there should be, and I haven't checked, but I'm sure there should be somewhere here on this starter a connection for that small solenoid wire. It's got to be there somewhere. I just can't feel it at the moment, and I'm used to feeling around in the dark to find things, especially if they're moist. So I've got to get underneath, have a look, see if I know what the fuck I'm talking about, and if so, then maybe I need to take off the red and white wire up there and run it down to the super duper starter down here. I do not know that for a fact. This is merely supposition on my part. We will see, won't we, children? Also, what I intend to do is to get the vehicle up in the air, disconnect both of the horns, see if when I touch it the relay still kicks in, and if it does, that's fine. But at the same time, I'm going to test the horns to see if one side is definitely grounded and the other side is definitely not. Okay, such fun. Alright, we move on to other things. These are a couple of the heater cables. I've still got to find the other two. Not sure where they are at the moment. I wanted to try and make them move a little easier. Just put some tape round and dribbled some oil in 2 or 3 times until the oil starts dripping out the other end. So now I know there is oil all the way through. I'll work the cables a little bit backwards and forwards just to try and get an even spread. What else have we got going on? Oh, I've got my arches back now from the body shop. They've done an excellent job on the inside of blackening them. Sorry, you're probably not getting a good view with that. Blackening them. However, here we go again, attention to detail. I got them back, and the brackets that they've got pins on them. Well, they're kind of in there at the moment. That's all cellulose thinners. I'm getting all the paint off because I wasn't happy with the finish on them. And the pins actually go in here, but they just bolted them back on, so when I put the arch on, it was touching the tyre. Again, attention to detail. They didn't mark which was which side. They didn't put them back on at the same angle. Now this is a very good body shop, but obviously maybe I'm just anal. Perfection to detail. You know, sometimes I will skip a little, I must admit, but not when I'm working on a customer's car. Well, and very little when I'm working on mine. Depends what it is. So that's what I'm working on today. Oh, and I will be dismantling this today to deal with those cracks in the varnish. I also need to get on the inside of this one because it's got dusty. I don't know how it got dusty, but it did. I'll do the same on this one too, I think. Yeah, I will. So I'm not going to show you that. I might show you the me doing this because, as I said, you can see the cracks now. So I mean, it'll be I guess a learning thing for those of you that have never done it. And hands up, I'd never done it until I did this one. Never done veneering before in my life, but I've done it. It looks pretty much okay. It's just the varnishing has gone the wrong way for me. In fact, I'll have to go and buy some varnish as well. Ho, 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 ho. Right. Oh, look at that lovely Triumph. I do like motorbikes. Oh, and this is kind of a shout out to my friend Udo in Germany. I believe he lives on an island on the Baltic Sea, so it's probably fucking cold there right now. But that's his XK8. What does he call it? There was a name for this one. Oh, Der Katz. And obviously those of you that know German understand that means the cat. Der Katz. Look, Der de Katz. Udo, hope you don't mind me showing that. My Jaguar signs, which I'm sure all of you have seen. My dodgy sign. And the sign that I used to have above my bed. Hey, when you're young and stupid, you know. I'm just old and stupid now. Right, let's move on to, what am I going to do? I'm going to get these brackets done. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to powder coat them or zinc plate them. Either way, they'll have to be sandblasted. And no, I'm not going to drink that. Okay, just to show you the way I lubricated these cables, keep the rod relatively central, just not touching the edge. And then I just dribble on it. It runs down, straight in. See that? There she blows, look at that. Okay, stop on that one, do this one. Same principle, done. And I'll just let that soak through. Then once that's soaked through, it'll drip out the other end. As you can see, it's dripping out on the floor there, dripping out of there, which is great. That's exactly what I want. And I'll leave it overnight, but I can tell you now they move a lot freer. And what I'll do is I'll just run a wire brush over the outside just to make it look a little prettier. And then it's going to be going onto this little baby here. Now I do have this, I got to find a nut for that, but I don't have the clip for there. I got to find that clip. I don't know if I showed you this in the past. As you can see, there's two little pieces of metal there. They're balance weights. So this rotates nicely, and I just took them off and put them back on in the same place I took them off. I marked it. I've got springs down here on the other side. These I just got from my local hardware store, modified them to fit, and they seem to work, so you know, we're not going to complain about it, are we? Ha ha ha, he says. See? Oops. Oh, sorry, it's resting on it. I don't know if I can do this one. Yeah, and the spring just pulls it back. Obviously it would open further, but because of where I got it. And here, again, this is something that people may not always show you. Hang on, let me put this in a different way. Sorry, you had a look at my face then. That's a good looking face. Alright, and this is where this rod attaches to the valve and then attaches back here. And then when you turn the heater valve on, it opens up a flap inside to let the heat go. The only thing I'm not sure is the adjustment of this rod, you know, whether I should have it further that way. I don't think so. That reaches its limit there, and that is then open. So I got a feeling that's probably okay, but I'm not sure. Not sure what happened here. Got some muck on it. I'll try and clean that off and polish it before I put it back in. But all the flaps are done now. This one, as I said, this is the one that I've got to get that special clip for. And I believe, let's see, there's a rod comes through there and connects to that. Then there may be, no, I was going to say something that goes from there to there, but I don't think so now. I'm going to have to look this up and make sure. This may just be a directional flap. I'm pretty sure it is, in fact, to take it from face to feet, or feet to face, whichever way around you want to do it. Okay. I'm thinking. Ooh, what was that? Something made a noise. Oh, there it is. It's my little clip. And then if I do this one inside, then that opens that flap. You see, now I don't think that's actually, looking at that, that is not opening it far enough in my book. No, definitely not. Ha ha ha. See, I'm discovering things as I go. Where's the light? Hang on. Right, so now the heat is on. Yeah, I think, yeah, that needs to come further, doesn't it? So I need to adjust this so that it closes onto that. All right, let me do that. Well, got myself a new present, made by Jaguar. What is it, you ask? Let me show you. Rather an essential piece to complete the restoration. A brake and pipe flaring kit. I think it goes up to 5/16, something like that. It smells of peppermint. How unusual. Oh, that's in millimeters. 3/16, quarter, 5/16, 3/8. So it goes all the way up to 3/8 from 3/16. I'll even give you a little pipe cutter too. This is the big beastie. That's fucking heavy. That is this edge, and clamp it into your vise so it'll end up in that orientation. And when I use it, I will show you. You've got obviously the different dies that go with it. They'll give you some room for more dies. I'm going to be using anything different to 5/16 and 3/16 will be the ones I use. 5/16 for the fuel and 3/16 for the brake. And you've got the special little tool here for locking it in position, and then the big ass handle I'm sure it was made in China, unfortunately, but it looks like it'll do the job, which is what I need. Once it's done the job, I will sell it, because I don't intend to go through all this again. And I cannot remember how much I paid for it, but I did find amusing. So here is the instructions, which is like one piece of paper. But if you open it, the printing's upside down. So what you have to do is you open it and you flip it. Oops. So then you go, oh, okay, yeah, this is it. And then you read your instructions. Bum, bum, ba, bum. Hang on, no, there's still more instructions, and you flip it over and it's there. Just a different way of doing it, so that definitely tells me it's Chinesium. Yeah, although it doesn't seem to say made in China anywhere. But anyway, that's a little aside. Now let's get on, and what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to do the wood, and I did try connecting the battery. I'm not sure if I showed that. And I could hear a clicking, and it was the horn relay. I've just taken the horns off, so let me check it and see if it does it now. Okay, I got to think about this, because as soon as I connect with the battery, I can hear the horn relay engage. Now the horns don't sound, so it just means the relay is being activated, which tells me that maybe it has to be connected differently when you switch. Negative to positive. Sorry, positive to negative. So maybe there's a wire on the relay that I need to change into a different position. Or I've connected it up wrong in the first fucking place. So that's something for me to check. I will do that in a few minutes. Wiring issue solved here. I had two connections wrong here. The big brown goes on the middle terminal, and the purple and white goes on this end terminal. That was why whenever I connected it, I could hear a clicking, which is why I didn't leave it connected, of course. It was activating the relay, but it wouldn't have been any good. It wouldn't have done anything. But those of you that are following this, and especially I can't remember who it was now, sorry. One guy asked me particularly about the relay and the connections, and look out, I misinformed you. I'm sorry about that. It was not on purpose, of course. But yeah, I got those two wires wrong. I think I took it from a wiring diagram, but I tell you what, I can't even find that now. But in the end, I did some research online and found some others that were connected, and that is definitely how it goes. Once again, sorry about that, but hey, shit happens. Oh, and just a little side note here. Of course, I took my horns off, didn't I? I don't know if I've shown these before, but this is, I believe this is the low tone. The one over there, I believe, is the high tone. And I had to take them off because I thought maybe I, wired them wrong, but that's not apparently something you can do. Oh, and I would not, and this is something the wives are very handy. I connected the battery on and off and on and off, and I got her to put her hand on the relay, on the relay, and said, do you feel it? And of course she made a naughty comment, but we won't go into that one. But having an extra person around, even if it's only just to do something like that, is extremely handy. And as I mentioned before, my wife is beginning to help me now with the car in more ways than one. So there we go. Let's get on with it now. And just wanted to mention that. Well, those of you that watched my episode where I fixed my clock, the bugger stopped. So I had to try and figure out what it was. And I know exactly what it was. And if I could find it, oh, there it is. It was this. Oh, no, it wasn't that. Don't you lie. But it was the one of them. Oh, I don't know where it is now. Anyway. Oh, there it is. It's underneath. Hang on a second. Can I get it? This thing that you stick on. The edge is curled up and jammed. So I took it all apart again. I put the new one on and As you can see, it's whipping away nicely now. And I didn't set the time, I just watched it. I connected this a little while ago and it was on quarter to whatever that was, quarter to 7, quarter to 8. And now I'm just letting it go, and I want it to go all the way around. So I'll wait till that get back to the hour position, and then I'll know that everything I've done is good. One thing I don't know if I mentioned before, my little piece here is broken, but it doesn't affect the mechanism. All right, so once that's done, we'll be good to go. I'm at a point where I think I'm going to connect the battery on the car and see if I just test a few things, lights, etc. Maybe even the starter motor. We'll see. Right, time to do some testing. Well, key is in the ignition. Let's turn it on. Okay, nothing's gone bang. Let's see, washers. That's making a noise. Wipers. Nothing. Okay. Map light. No, can't do that. No map light. Starter, we'll leave that. Cigar lighter. Nope, that's not playing the game. Fan fast. Well, no, that's all disconnected. Panel lights. No, can't do that. Interior lights. Can't do that. What can we do? We can do turn signals. Let's go left. Oh, there's an issue. It sounds like a bulb's not doing its thing. Yeah, so the back is working. Let's walk round here. Yeah, front's not working, so I'll have to figure that out. Probably just a bulb. All right, let's try the other side. Turn right. Ah, that's better. That's flashing nicely. Yep, that's flashing. I expected a few teething problems. Oh, yeah, look. That's flashing. All right, now let's try some other lights. Side lights. Click. Nothing went bang. Side light. Oh, that one's working. And the little red indicator on the top there. Correctly facing the driver. And that one's working too. Okay. Let's see. Ah, we've got red lights back here. Ah, now this one is brighter than that one, which means the bulb's are different wattages, so I'll have to check that. Oh, the number plate light is on. Excellent. Let's go to headlights. Headlights. Now, why am I coming to the back? I want to make sure the tail lights are still on. Yes, they're all still on. And headlights are on. Oh, I've got dip and main beam, haven't I? Let's try that button. Hang on a second. What? The horns went beep for some reason. I must have shorted the wire out. Okay, and we've got main beam. Well, as I shorted that wire out, why don't I try and find it and see if I can make the horn go beep beep. Beep beep doot doot beep beep. Oh, hang on, before we do that, let's go fog lights. There we go. Fog lights are on. Interesting, it turns the main lights off. I didn't know it did that. Okay. Let's see if we're feeling horny. As I said, I think I inadvertently touched it. Where is my horn wire? Give me a second here. Haha, here it is. So, what did I touch it on? I don't know. Touched on something. I touch it on this. I must be going nuts. No. Alright. Well, that's something for later. Well, what do you think? I like this. Look at that. And make sure I put that in the right side when I put the cowl on. That this goes in the right hand side. And that one, other one, which doesn't want to play the game. That one, that's the left. And then that one is the overdrive, which of course I won't be using. All right. Oh, that's kind of good news. None of the gauges seem to be registering pretty much anything, but then again, I wouldn't expect them to. All right, let's turn the ignition off. And I'm going to disconnect the battery. I'm not leaving that connected. All right. I've made progress. A few minor things there I've got to figure out. Oh, I didn't try the starter, did I? I can hear something, but it doesn't want to go. That's all right, as long as I know something else to figure out. Haha. Oh, do you like my workbench? Sorry, MKII. I had to put that stuff somewhere. Didn't want it to get damaged. That's tomorrow's work. Fix that. Right. So we're getting closer. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I'll just disconnect that now. Yeah. All right. I'm afraid Classic Car Cave Dave is ahead of me. He's got his engine running, but then again, he has a number of people working for him. I'm just doing this all myself. So it takes a little longer. Milinga longer. All right. And well, I don't rush shit. Okay. Thank you very much for watching. As you can see, I've got more stuff to do. Get out the garage, go do some shit.